Music Familia Productions, world premiere.
How's it going, guys? This is Antman from MusicFamiliaProductions.com. Hanging out with my guys, 8 Pound Pressure. What's going on, fellas?
What's going on?
So I know this is our third annual ROC, but what a lot of people don't know is that we were on the first ROC at the Aladdin Shrine Center. I believe it was one of the last events at the Shrine Center before it got torn down.
Right. Rob has a history of closing out bars.
Closing and shutting them down.
What is that? The third bar we've been the last show of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it with bass players and shutting shit down?
That's how we roll, man.
Yeah. No,
Once they
but
come through, the shit's shut down.
So we've been friends for a hell of a long time, man. We go way back, but today it's not about that. It's about the soldiers and the vets and the men and women who risk their lives to be able to give us the opportunity to be able to come out here and even do this damn thing that we call music. So with that being said, you guys have had a lot of new things. It's getting ready to turn into 2018. I see some fresh new faces here. Yeah. So why don't we break it down and kind of let everybody know who's who and who's what?
I'm Jay. I play drums, I guess. Yeah.
You sit behind the drums. I wouldn't say you play them.
Yeah, I sit behind the drums and I look at them.
I'm Rob, play bass.
Oh, Rob. One straight.
One string Rob. Brandon, vocalist.
This is Roman, guitar.
Ramon.
Sean, other guitarist.
Yeah. So we're sitting here hanging out with 8 Pound Pressure, man. Again, first and foremost, thank you for doing what you guys do as artists and musicians, man. It's really important in the music scene today. You guys have a new album and a new whole bus and a whole new feel and a whole new thing. You guys want to break it down for everybody? Kind of what because
Give it to me. Oh, give it to me. Oh.
There's a lot of fans that are used to 8 Pound one sound.
Yeah.
And when you guys broke in again and saying, look, this is what we've done. We didn't just do some facial changes. We did some whole mental changes too. So the music relates to that. You want to talk a little bit about that, Brandon?
Yeah. Basically, we're still writing the album, and we're trying to get into the studio before the end of the year, hopefully, to get it done. We're gonna go a little expand our music a little bit. Like a lot of people are used to the 8 Pound sound, and we're not gonna lose that totally, but it's definitely gonna be a progression of that, man. So that's what we're excited about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, it's going to sound a little different. We got different players in the band.
Right.
So,
well, I think,
we're all excited about that.
I think that's a great thing that you guys are able to change with the times, implement changes, and not let it affect personally what's going on in the band and what you guys are trying to accomplish as a whole. So what's it like squeezing 5 minds that have been in music for as long as some of you guys have been to fit on one stage and make it sound good? I mean, what does that entail?
A lot of bullshit.
a lot of bullshit.
Well, I mean, it is really challenging when you do change members over and things like that, and then it's like all of a sudden you're kind of learning what drives them too at the same time. So you're basically doing something that their style of music that they like compared to what you like, and you're trying to find that kind of that in between.
Right.
We already have like a kind of a stage thing we do, and it's like so other people, when we bring other people in the band now, obviously it grows as well. So the stage show even changes, which is cool. So.
What is your guys' take? Again, I go back to the 5 creative minds. I would say probably, I'm not trying to date you guys, but I would say between the 5 of you, there's probably at least 20 years, if not more, of education between music and everything that you guys have done. With that being said, what do you guys got to say to the young bucks that are coming up and they're trying? You guys have done the trail, rode the pine. You guys have done the dirty and do what you have to do, But a lot of these bands, man, it's 2017, and this word entitlement pops in, and they're like, well, do you know who I am? Like, as a matter of fact, I don't. So why don't you inform me,
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give to some of the new guys?
Well, I tell you, there's some bands out there, some young bands that actually get it, like Black Coffee, for instance. They get it, man. They're like they got the old school vibe to it, man. I mean, the big thing about it is, there's always a better singer. There's always a better guitar player. There's always a better drummer. And so if you get into the thought that you're the best and you're like, and my music will stand for itself and fuck everything else, so to speak, it's like then you're going to fail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you need a community to work with you and help push you. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that's what it's really about. And a lot of the young guys don't get that sometimes. They come out and they want to play a show. They beg you to be on a show. Hey, get us on a show. Get us on a show. Get us on a show. And then they play their gig and they pack their shit and leave. And it's like, okay, well, you never play a show with us again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's just the way it is, man. I mean, you support every band at the show. You know what I mean? And when you're not playing, you try to get your band together and try to go out and support other shows. You know what I mean? That's how a community grows. Yeah. And if you're not part of it, then you're against it, so to speak. I don't want to be absolute like that, but that's the way it is. It is. And that's the reality of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a show a couple months ago, and I don't normally go off on things, man, but I went off on a little tangent about we brought a band in, and they did the same. They left, and it just pisses me
Now,
off.
I think there needs to be something. There needs to be like a clear line, like drawn in the dirt. I think. Now, a lot of people at home and a lot of people who are going to be watching this interview are going to probably be like, "Well, wait a minute. I work a 9 to 5, or I'm a husband, or I'm a father, or I'm a stepfather, or I have this, I have that." That's not what we're saying. Those are not what we're talking about. What we're talking about.
Yeah, and there's one, and like I say, when you got one member, right, and then if you got one member or two members or whatever that have to leave and things like that, hey man, I get that. You know, I mean, things happen.
But you got a representative of the band.
But you still gotta have a
Right.
band.
Yeah.
Support.
And
what happens is, what a lot of times, especially when you're new, you're going to get onto these shows because you want to capture an audience of a band that's already pulling.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you start pulling because you're like, all right, people are going to come out and see you and stuff. And then when they see you leave, those people are going to leave too when they want to.
Now that's a great question. And now let me I want to touch on that. Now, okay, so Facebook. So we talk about social media and we talk about promotions and we talk about the word media and we talk about service and we talk about the reality. What it comes down to, I think, is 3 things: professionalism, etiquette, and accountability. And if you can't find those 3 things, then maybe you're in the wrong line of work, because there's a lot of people here, including these guys and myself, and probably that guy over there, and that guy over there, and that girl way over there who we can't see, who's selling merch, probably busting their ass. So, yes, but I think drive comes naturally. I think it just right. How do you put on pants every day?
How many bands are out there that have the etiquette and the professionalism, but their drive is just they don't give a fuck.
I wanted to ask you guys, venues, bands, and everybody creates events on Facebook.
Venues don't have drive.
Right. We talk about social media and advertising and promotions and how important it is to be relevant. But what I see on social media and from a media standpoint, and I love everybody out there, trust me, I love you, Music Familia, but here's the bottom line. When you guys create events, and then there's one event on November 4th, for example, and 8 Pound and 3 other bands are on the bill, then that event should be shared and spread, and there should not be multiple events. Right. Yeah. You get event for, come on in, man. Come on, Dave. Come on, man. Come on, come on.
That's the true mind behind it.
It is. I know. Come here.
That's the 6th member.
At least just peek in, look right there.
So they know that it's not just us talking to some stranger.
Right on. All right.
That's the man with the plan. This is the guy that keeps
He's what holds it together.
He's the machine that keeps it rolling, man, for sure.
So when we talk about Facebook, man, and everybody creates events, what is your guys' take on it? Like, if whoever's promoting it creates the event and everybody shares it, what do you guys have to say to the people that are creating the event, a copy of the event? They're leaving out information. They're not tagging bands. They're,
Here you go. There's a lot of built-up rage, isn't it?
Shit.
Are you guys ready for tangent number 1?
We're good.
That's too late.
Here we go. Tangents of a Drummer with Jay.
So I put on a lot of shows. I build shows. I call the bands that I feel have, clout, bands that deserve to be on shows, bands that we like playing with. My biggest frustration is exactly that. When I send bands an event to share or a flyer or anything like that, and somebody is like, oh, we made our own flyer or we made our own event or anything like that. I mean, it is what it is. I understand that each individual band is looking to promote themselves in their own way, and I get that. But for me specifically, and this doesn't apply to everybody.
Don't get offended. Don't get offended.
Don't get offended or anything. It doesn't apply to everybody. But for me in particular, when I put together an event and a flyer, I'm keeping every band and every promoter, everybody that's involved, I keep them in mind. So when I put that together, I make sure that everybody's involved, and I make sure that those are tagged. And this is just.
I mean, every promoter and everybody does it differently.
Everybody does things differently, but
I feel like there's some things you should be doing the same, though. Like,
well,
I mean,
for me, I think that everybody should be doing the same thing, and it is as follows.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody sends you an event and says, please share this, or please share this flyer, or anything along these lines, those are the things that you need to be going for. So when you get bands that create their own event, what you're doing is you're literally splitting the audience.
right.
And it doesn't make sense. Like, I get that everybody's got their own following. Every band has their own following and stuff like that. Like, we've worked, even nationals, they'll put their own event together. But what I try to do is, when I build the event months in advance, I try to make sure that even the national is tagged in that, so that when it comes to social media spreading and promotion, that everybody's on the same wavelength. So like a night like tonight, we've got 12 bands. We've got 11 locals and a national playing tonight. And I made sure in the contract that the national was sharing the locals event. Because whoever they bring to the show is going to work with the locals, and it should be vice versa.
Right down to security at the door.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think taking the money, checking the IDs.
And
you
vice
know?
versa, because you want the locals pushing the national as well. I think a lot of people want to self-promote their band, and I absolutely applaud. I don't know which camera to look at, but I absolutely applaud that. You want to push your own band, but when it comes to promotion of a big show, if it's not 3 or 4 bands, or even if it is,
Fired. No kidding.
You're dumber than I don't you know.
But he's a dad, so it's probably if
it's,
if it,
it is.
yeah, you better.
No, she's gonna be super mad now.
Hi, Megan.
Hi, Megan. he just FU buttoned you. But when it comes to putting on a show with locals and nationals, and even if it's only 4 locals, you're fighting against the tide.
Yeah.
When you're not promoting just the individual page that people are sharing, it just doesn't make sense. I get the idea that you want to push your own band. I do, but do that at the show.
Right.
That's your time to shine when you're on stage. And I want to make that clear. I want to make it clear. Push your band when you're on stage. That's your time to shine.
How about leading up to? Because I mean,
Yeah.
the unknowns need to be known.
Well,
you know.
Of course,
and,
but what I'm saying is that when you get a local band that's trying to outshine the other local bands.
Fair enough. I got you.
Yeah, your time to shine is on stage. It's not with the promotion. You don't make your own event page. You don't make your own flyer. You don't the person that is putting on the show. Now, this could be me. This could be another band. This could be Brandon that put together the flyer. I would hope that the rest of the guys in the band would share Brandon's flyer, and it's the same thing with the rest of the local bands. If we hopped on a show, which we do a lot,
Right.
we like playing with other local bands.
Which, by the way, because you used the word hop, I want to touch on something with that being said. They hop on. They don't buy on. They hop on.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? There's a big difference between that. And in 2017, I've seen a lot of bands and a lot of artists buying their way in. Let's be clear. Buying your way in only buys you that spot for that day. So you're not getting anything. You might get some likes out of it, but you're better off serving your community and going to an open mic or going to a local band that you might favor. And it's not about personalism, it's about professionalism. You might not like them personally, but the music is more important than your attitude or your ego. So you have to make sure you check that at the door.
Yeah.
What
ego, I say the same thing.
But
I say the same thing
Yeah.
to every band's. I say the same thing to every band's. Listen, I say the same thing to every band.
the hook, like,
Pull the hook off this guy.
It's you are a rock star when you touch stage.
these guys love you, Jay. These guys love you, man. Like, you can tell.
I say the same thing to every band that I've ever worked with, and Sean can attest for this because he was in my other band as well. But you're a rock star when you touch stage. When you get off that fucking stage, you're lower than shit. And you are there for the fans, you're there for the other bands, you're there for the fucking venue. You are there to push everyone else but yourself.
Yeah.
And rants.
All right.
Yeah, get this microphone.
End it.
I want you to drop it.
No, don't.
It's an expensive mic. Hey, one thing to touch on when we're talking about the events, like creating event pages and stuff like that. I mean, it's most of the time. I know when Jay creates them, he makes a lot of people like little admins or whatever on that event page too. So they can invite as many people as they want from that page. They can add anything to that page. You can comment or you can put your music video on that. Whatever.
Well, that's like,
whatever
the
wanna do.
TBAs. The TBAs
so
are
you're,
the WSGs of the thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can promote yourself on that same page. So it's not like it's like
benefits everybody.
yeah, it's not like it just gets more hits to it. I mean, like last
One of our shows benefits everybody that's on that fucking
yeah
show.
last week I put on our event page. I just put a video of him in his T-Rex costume at practice.
saw that, actually.
And I just threw it on. I just threw it on there just to be for a joke, and like it got more hits on the event page. And I'm like, and he's like, man, why'd you put that on there? I'm like, hey man, look at all the people who like that shit.
because we're fucking famous.
Just stupid stuff, it's all good, you know what I mean? That's what it's important, just like getting people to look at it and be interested in that. That's all, So
All jokes aside, man, I know we've spent a lot of time joking, but that's because these guys and I go way back. But seriously, on a professional level, man, it's musicians, artists, everybody from the door people all the way up that really make these things happen. And today we're here for ROC, the 3rd annual. And we're here with 8 Pound Pressure, as I mentioned in the opening of this interview. But what I wanted to touch on was some of the new members coming into the band. Haven't had a chance. They have some pretty strong powers in the band that they have. They wield pretty badass weapons, man, in a band, with 5 people. So, what is it like, coming in, doing the new thing, Roman, and having you in, Sean? What is it for you guys being new? Maybe not so new, but new to the new changes. Right. What are some of the exciting things that you guys atone to? And
my second stint in 8 Pound Pressure.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I mean, for me, it's it's my first original band. I used to play in a cover band before, and at first I kind of treated it as a cover band. The songs were already there, so just a matter of learning them.
Right.
But now that we're writing new stuff, it's kind of putting my own flavor into the songs that we're writing, and obviously working with Sean and the other guys, and trying to come out with something that's along the same lines. It's still like we said before, it's still the 8 pound sound, but something that I kind of try to bring in my own influences that, the reason why I started playing guitar, etc. So, it's exciting playing with these nationals for the last year and a half. I've been with the band for a year and a half. It's something, it's an experience that I never expected and that I'm thankful for, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
I agree.
What he said. What he said.
He's scared of grabbing the mic.
I want to grab the mic. I just play guitar.
Well, but the thing is, I love about guitarists, though, what I love about musicians, man, is that the ones that are quiet, I find, are the ones that are able to let their instruments speak the loudest for them. You know, and yeah.
They're the most drunk when they show up.
I would be the most quiet of the band. Yes, I agree. But when I hit the stage, I'm definitely a different person.
Right.
You know, I leave it all out there. Try to keep the energy out there. Try to keep these guys moving around.
Right.
You know, especially this guy right here.
Hey, I moved, damn it.
We're at the El Rosa. We can't move.
You move like I play more than one string.
All right, fair enough.
Touche.
There you go.
What a lot of people also might not know is our man Brandon is a new father. So congratulations to Brandon. Fatherhood is an important thing, and who knows, little Braven might be watching this in 15, 20 years. Might be a lead singer of 8-pound diaper. I mean, who knows? We'll figure it out. But, first and foremost, man, thank you guys for doing what you do as artists, musicians. It's always a pleasure. Where can they find your guys' social media, and where can they pick up your new album?
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah, we're on like Twitter.
Seems to be everybody's answer. Everybody's like, is it everywhere?
We fucking put it out.
Fuck,
So just
I don't
Google
know.
us and you'll find it.
Right. Right.
Obviously Facebook, Twitter.
Come to a show and we'll give it to you
Right. Exactly. Right.
for money.
Yeah, we got our own regular website, but yeah, we've got basically anything that has.
Let's say 8poundpressure.com, correct?
Yep.
Right.
8LB pressure.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Don't
yeah.
be looking at 8 and then spell pound or do that little stupid
Right, yeah.
that dash sign. 8LB
Yeah.
pressure.
Facebook and message us there if you have any questions.
Yeah.
We're always willing to talk to the fans and answer any questions they might have. So
What had happened was. So what's your guys' next show? Where are you guys at next?
we're at Bethel Road? Probably. Next. Bethel Road, December 1st, and then December 2nd. You're right.
It's December 2nd.
And then Jeremy Moore show.
We got another show back here in El Rosa December 15th.
Yep.
We got some stuff. Go on to social media.
Right. Just
Yeah.
find them.
Follow us on Facebook, and you'll find out all the shows we're playing.
We're on like Bands in Town too. That's usually what we.
Bands in Town. Our website is
Yeah.
linked to Bands in Town.
How about Google?
Yeah.
So, all right, guys.
Hey, shut up, guys.
Shut up. He's trying to wrap up.
So Jay's running the show. He's running the show, and the show. So, it's cool. It's those drummers. So, all right, guys, man. I'm Antman from MusicFamiliaProductions.com. This is 8 Pound Pressure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you guys for doing what you do, man.
Hey, no, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Woo!
Fucked it up again.